Hi, my name is José Alberto Verdejo Tinoco. Uh, Today I will explain the deductions of the topic 11 of September, the Twin Towers. For me, this topic is interesting because it's like in the history something that is strange in the new era. So I think that is something interesting that I say to talk about. And first of all, I will talk about that for me, a first deduction would be that maybe the terrorist groups want to demonstrate the power, and what better way to do it than to do it to the strongest power in the world, such as the United States. First of all, I would say that maybe, I don't know, maybe the terrorist group wanted to make some problem in the United States to be like saying to justify an attack in this country, but in this deduction that I said, I think that the terrorists want to say like, okay, I am a strongest group that I can fight with you, United States, and obviously this was a devastated situation in that moment. So I think that in for the country that was like I say, like strongest country, war country, was very difficult to say, okay, a group of terrorists attack my country, and something that was very special for my people and for my country, that was the Twin Towers. Then another will be that US invent it, so they could invade the Middle East. It could be a true story, but I think that they could have done something else to justify their attack on the Middle East. Another deduction that I say is that maybe United States can participate directly with this problem, because we say like in that moment the president of the United States want to attack or capture Osama bin Laden. So was like the principal person of the terrorist groups. So I think that maybe United States can create all this event to justify the attack of the Middle East and the attack for the other groups like Al Qaeda or ISIS, something like that. And obviously, this justifies the death of Osama bin Laden. For the third deduction, I think that one thing, I think this is my opinion, is that it may have been a form of revenge against certain people who were in the towers. I can endorse the information, but in my opinion, that will be one reason. For example, in that tower were very important companies, and I think that maybe another companies or another persons that were in that tower, or that want the place of that tower, or maybe only for revenge, can create this attack to these towers only for attack or revenge to the companies that were in the tower. It's a little bit crazy, but I think that is a good deduction of what can be in that moment, or the place that, I don't know, was in a attack and in like somewhere. And I think that is I think that is like very interesting to say that this deduction can be, it's new, I created, but for me it's logical. Then I have a four deduction, that is that the most accurate theory is that in the Middle East had already planned such an attack and want to do it as a way to let them know that they had power. It must be the theory with the most realistic evidence. The more realistic deduction or theory is that in the Middle East they wanted to attack the United States, because was a very strong country. It was very difficult to create this attack. But if they, um, I don't know, maybe if the attack in that moment didn't occur, can be that the history was in this moment very different. But in that moment, uh, the objective of the terrorists was to attack the twin towers, and they say like, okay, I will do it, and I want to do it. Finally, but they do it, and they destroy these twin towers. So I think that, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of person and a lot of persons that know of this topic, says that this is the most correct deduction of what can be occurred in that moment. And finally, we have the crazy story, which is the businessmen persons in the United States did this to show the government who had the real power. Let me explain this deduction, because it's a reality that in the United States, the persons who have the power are the businessmen. So I think that in that year, I think that the president of the United States was like in a fight with the businessman, and I think that can be that these persons that have a lot of power do this to show that United States is a country that have power because exists the businessman. So what I say, maybe for me, is this is a good deduction, and I think that is crazy, but I will say, think it about this, and I want to say like, okay, was a good deduction or not, but maybe is something that really can happen. So I wanted to say, okay, is a good deduction or not a good deduction. And then, if you want or you can say me that is a good or not good deductions, I appreciate it. So that's all for this video, and thank you for all. Bye.